Ndị be anyị ekenenu m unu ọzọ n'ụbọchị nke taa. Daalụ nne ka unu si wee na-esoro anyị n'ihe anyị na-eme n'iru akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị nke taa na Eastern News 24. Anyị sị n'ụbọchị nke taa ya dịrị anyị na mma. Anyị sị na anyị ya dị ka echi na echi ada agwụ agwụ. Otu anyị kwuru otu a ka ọ ya dịrịrị. Ise ise ise. Dịka o si dị, dịka si kwuo unu nkwa n'oge gara aga, a ga na-ewetara unu ya bụ update bụ gbasara maka ife na-eme n'obodo a. Ana gbasara maka nwere onwe a na-azọ. Ịma n'ụbọchị nke taa anyị were nnukwu good news n'ebe akwụkwọ. Maka na ya bụ ife abịawago nso. Maka ọ bụ ife onye ndu gwara anyị na ya bụ ife abịago nso. Ihe niile o kwuru emesigo, mana ọ bụrụ ya ka ji maka ya wee bịa n'ụbọchị nke taa. Ya ji maka ya wee bịa bụ na broadcast anyị etinyere unu, anyị na-akpọ ya morning tea dịka unu si wee malụ. Ihe a bụ between Biafran Prime Minister Maazị Simon Ekpa and the leader of Abanzonia in alliance to assist the both nation. So with the agreement Falichi and the things fast sign is in akwụkwọ ntinyere unu kunu dekwo ya bife kunu were continue wee nụ. Ị ga-esi ya bife drop ọrụ comment ife iche gbasara maka ya bife ndị enu gasị n'iru akwụkwọ. Cheta na nke a bụ part 1 ya. Anyị ga-etinyekwere unu ọ dị up to 3 session, mana anyị ga-eme ya n'usoro. Dịka ị na-egesi nke ị ga-esi ya ka bakwarụ drop or comment and share ya ka ndị ọzọ wee nụkwa ya bụ ife. All right, over to you, sirs.
Let the people know what you are fighting to offer. This is why we must not wait for the kind of economic model we want to be established only after we have completely defeated colonialism. Biafra and Amazonia must begin to trade and regulate the trade and make sure that those who trade pay taxes to both institutions that can be used to be reinvested within communities to create proper systems of education, proper systems of cohesion that keeps our people clean environment and that gives our people respect and dignity. We are not going to wait until we defeat these enemies to establish an education system that is going to develop curriculum of education that responds to economic and socio-economic and political reality. We are not going to sit here and study about fishing and forestry in Norway when you can deal with it down there in Biafra. I told Ambazonians the other day, Singapore got palm. I think from Inigo, Singapore, what it produces in terms of monetary value in palms is $11 billion a year from palms imported from Biafra. It has established a palm industry and subsidiary industry through palm production that creates jobs and opportunities, and that is able to capture the economic potentials, further training, transform the resources at base. So you don't produce palm nuts, you are not able to benefit from it. We are not going to wait until the collapse of these systems to begin to build the kind of society that we promise our people. That is why I agree with the Prime Minister that our own models are different. We are not also going to wait until freedom to shape international politics. When I started discussing with diplomats, I came to realize how limited they were in terms of content, in terms of knowledge. Their knowledge was captured through colonial prison, through economic interest. I came to realize that though France is supporting Cameroon, France has more investment in Nigeria than it has in Cameroon. My people, we are the game changers. We are the disruptors. And I want us to think we are billionaires, not based on the amount of money that is stuffed in our account, but based on the ideas that we have that can transform our societies today. We have today disruptor missionaries that can turn the wasteland in the delta all the spilled oil into clean drinking water that can save the health of our people, into manure that can be invested in the agricultural sector, into electricity that can power every household. The waste that is produced by our occupiers, if we bring ourselves together, we are going to employ the new technology that will turn that waste into clean drinking water. A sick population is not good for economic production. A sick population cannot accumulate wealth. Half of our population are sick from diseases that can be treated, but deliberately abandoned so that you can be dependent on your occupier. Our health infrastructures have been collapsed, where billionaires have their coffers stuffed with a lot of money. Our environment has been destroyed. The destroyers are flying private jets and living in hotels that you and myself and our children, our great-grandchildren, the next generation, if we don't fight today, will never dream of living in those places. They are dancing in Aso Rock. They are making birthday parties in Yaoundé. And I and you are in exile, struggling to find a space to call home, a place where you can even bury your own dad and find his grave next time, not ravished by dogs. This is what we face. But what we face also provides us an opportunity, not only to be people who complain about the international system. What have we got to offer? We've got to organize ourselves. And I'm glad the de facto government in the homeland is going to be the true representatives of the Biafran people. It is going to organize communities. It is going to make sure that it creates infrastructures and systems, credit systems that can give the poor farmer credit to be able to invest and create wealth and send the children to good schools. Create a curriculum of education that is going to teach your children how to be mechanical engineers, how to produce beauty. Not to tell you that a hairdresser is bad. Being a mechanic means you're stupid. Being an electrician means you didn't go to school. We use words to change the future. We use words to give you hope. We use words to make you not to be afraid. We use these words to tell our enemies that you can alter your approach today for the benefit of your own people, or this generation will collapse your systems. We have just gotten started. We will not succeed if we blink. We will not succeed if we compromise. We will never succeed if we do not give them method for method and ideal for ideal. But most importantly, all of the things we say today, we articulate are mere words. If we do not transform them into actions that can benefit our people today, it will be useless. Ambazonia has risen. Biafra has risen. Our neighbors and the world better get used to from today that these nations exist. Before they were here, we were here. When they will be long gone, we will still be here. And both flags will still hover and tower over our both nations. All hail Biafra, all hail Amazonia.
Thank you very much, Dr. Cho, for that wonderful speech there, touching everything as it is. You know, the enemy has always used this reverse psychology. They always tell you it is your activities that is bringing the military to kill people. It is your activities that is making your region to be destabilized. And like you just rightfully pointed out, when the government fails, it gives birth to insecurity, and that insecurity will start destabilizing the region. And that's exactly what has happened. But even more to it, the government by themselves sponsors the insecurity. The government by themselves sponsor terrorism. The government by themselves aid and abet the terrorists that are coming to kill our people. That has led to what is happening today. But you know, when we start defending ourselves, just like you and I have started doing for our both nation, they all forgot how bad it were before you even came to the picture. They all forgot how bad it were before Simon Ekpa even came to the picture. That before Simon Ekpa came to the picture, people are being killed in their praying ground. Before Simon Ekpa came to the picture, women, children, heads are being cut off in their villages. Before Simon Ekpa came to the picture, markets were being burnt. And this has been what our people went through before now. But today, what they will tell you, how Dr. Cho destabilized Amazonia, how Simon Ekpa is one responsible for bringing the military to kill. All those things, they call them reverse psychology. And you know, because we know exactly the importance of freedom of our people, what it will be, how the future will be bright, the education system, social service system, pro-social amenity from the government, because we have lived in the Western world and we have come to understand how the system works here. And that is why we said enough is enough. Not only that, that we are also very much versed in international law, the same law that many of these countries, including Cameroon and Nigeria, are signatory to, especially the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Self-determination right of the United Nations, Nigeria ratified it. The same thing, the African Union, the Charter of African Union on Human Rights and People's Rights, Article 21. These are the things that many of these people don't understand. We are looking for a nation where the citizens will be proud to call a nation. We're looking for a nation where we know we will not be branded as criminals and internet fraudsters. We're looking for a nation where the government will take responsibility of its own citizens. We're looking for a nation where the security of every person will be the first and utmost priority of the government. We're looking for a nation where democracy will be the order of the day, where the people's right to vote will be counted, respected, where a true democracy and a true democratic process will be implemented to the fullest. We are looking for a country where people can sleep and their two eyes closed, like many of us are sleeping in a different country of residence, because the land is secured. And the Biafra government in exile and Amazonia Governing Council has done that job from the scratch. We in the government in exile of Biafra, we've embarked on the database of the Biafra people. At the same time, like the Dr. Cho mentioned here about the currency of Biafra and Amazonia, we've had extensive discussion, plan, making sure that we put every structure in place. And this structure is already coming to stay. The Biafra coin will be out very soon. The same thing with the Biafra National Identity Card, the Biafra database system, it will be out soon. We are not just doing this for the sake of it, but we are doing it to make sure that our people do not jump from fry pan to fire. We want to preach and do what we preach. We want to make sure that the freedom we're looking for and the dream that we have for our people are the dream that is realistic, and dream that is achievable, and dream that we put their interests first before anything. That's why this sacrifice is being made. For those who do not understand the importance of this particular alliance, Biafra and Amazonia, not just in the alliance, but the emergence of these countries. For those who do not understand the importance, like I have said, Sahel is being overrun by terrorists. In the entire West African state, Amazonia and Biafra remain the only two nations that are completely pure and clean from the terrorist spirit. I stand to be challenged anywhere. Mention one country in the South, in the Western Africa, that has not been infiltrated by the Islamic State agenda. Mention one. All of them from A to Z.
And by a Kenemono also, educating room, yeah, living for them Bakaku, near Wako. Kefi were equal but stomach a beef. To the point of Bostabo Bosafo, Ubosayafo, Nanibo. Kefi were equal but stomach a beef, Nina Ugase. Drop or your comment on the comment show below. Whether the give a ball. Daluline, Chitequeno Ozone Eastern is 24. Guys going out the room or Kemesian on the bag.